This afternoon I'm going to fix, I was going to fix a loaf of pumpkin bread, and I've decided to put it in the cupcake style. And easier to eat, easier to store, so you don't have to slice it and all that good stuff. So here goes. I've already got some of the stuff pre-mixed. I've got all my dry ingredients in here. That's I've got a list over here. 2 cups of self-rising flour, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice, and about 1/8 a teaspoon of allspice. Got some brown sugar. It's in here, and I've got 1 cup of brown sugar. And there'll be a recipe with this, so don't think that I'm going to leave you out. Got my liquid in here. I've got eggs, a can of pumpkin puree. That's 3 eggs, can of the pumpkin puree, 1 cup of oil, and so let's just get to mixing this stuff up. That way we can try these pumpkin muffins out, pumpkin cupcakes, or whatever you want to call them. You won't have to pre-sift your flour, because I'm mixing it in and that's sifting it right here. So let me move this over here and get down where I can. Matter of fact, I'm going to hold this in my lap. I don't think you can see it while I'm lifting. Maybe, let me see. It's usually one of those off-camera things here. It's just, I'm not very strong in my left arm, or left wrist. Because I'm putting flour all over me too, so let's just make sure you don't have any lumps. Like there's one right there. I'm sure by the time it's all mixed up, it's actually sugar. It's actually brown sugar. It's bad about clumping up. So you bring it down pretty easy now. And by the time I get the liquid in, it will be fine. So I've got all my liquid here. I use the same whip on that. It's the 3 eggs, the 1 can of pumpkin puree. I just want to break up the eggs. I actually put about a teaspoon of, it's just optional, of, well, let me get the show you here. Molasses. I was thinking of sugar cane, and it can be made out of molasses. This is Grandma's molasses. It's really dark and real rich. So anyway, I'm gonna stir this up. You know, it doesn't have to be great. Just a little bit. I try on all my recipes to put all our liquids together. I know it doesn't. A lot of recipes so you do this and you do that and mix this over here and then you mix this together. I just never followed the rules. Maybe that tells you something about me. I'm not a rule follower. So anyway, you can see it's coming together pretty good. And it probably tastes pretty good right there. I'm not going to test it because of the raw eggs, but all right. Let's see here. Everything lifted up here. I know my strong arm's going to be in the way, but bear with me just for a second until I get all this poured in. All right. See that, boys and girls? My recipes run so long, I'm trying pre-mixing a few things. I'll make sure you do get the recipe. Trying to speed up the video itself. And this is it. I've got my cupcake tins over here with paper in them. I'm going to put them in paper. So let me get this stirred up, and I'll bring you right back when I go to putting these in the muffin tins. All right, back with you. I've got this stirred pretty good. I bet you're saying, hey, old dude, if your wrists are weak, why don't you use a mixer? And I've got a stand mixer and I've got a hand mixer. But you know what? I'm trying to get my arms and my wrist and my hands stronger, so. And it took a little bit. By the time I got this mixed up a while ago, I was thinking, dang, did I make the wrong decision? It's a thick batter. I don't have a recipe for this batter, by the way. This is just the old noodle thought, okay, I bet I can do this because I made banana bread the other day. So it's basically the same recipe, except it's going into cupcakes, which won't take as long. And there's no bananas, it's just a pumpkin puree, which I have some sitting on the shelf because of Thanksgiving and the Christmas holidays. So anyway, I've got this, and I've got it mixed up pretty good. I've got a scooper, and I'm going to scoop in here. Let's see, I don't know how much each one will take. We'll just have to play it by ear. Oh, and that's too much. And this scooper is, I'll get that out here in a little bit. It's been sprayed with the butter spray. Maybe about a half a scoop per muffin. And I'm probably going to have to put some more paper in here. I wasn't sure even how many it would have to go. Some of these will be fat muffins. Some will be breakfast muffin. Some will be snack muffins. Having a snack before you go to bed muffin. I tasted the batter. My wife's over there laughing at me a while ago. I know it's got raw eggs, but maybe it won't kill me before I get this video done. Come on. And it tasted really good. So as long as they bake up in the self-rising flour and eggs, that should be the ticket. I guess you could use a spoon, but it's just so much easier using this portioning scoop. All right. Well, didn't y'all tell me I didn't have the camera focused on the cupcakes? It was just me scooping everything out of the bowl. But trust me, no one else did this. No one else was on ugly cupcakes like this. I just bet they're going to taste great, though. Let's see, that burner. Finger's not working good today. Get this last one filled here. That's going to be a super duper one. All right. And I have a little bit more left. I've got a real small loaf pan. I'm going to go get it and I'll bring you right back. Well, I just grabbed another muffin tin, the small one I had. So, sure, perfect. I've got plenty of the papers. Should be enough to do two more. So maybe two more fatties. Going to bake these at 325. I don't have a time on them. It took about 50 minutes for that loaf banana bread to cook the other day. But I'm going to check this at 20 and see what happens. Let me go get these in the oven. There they are. It's been about 17.5 minutes. I'm gonna check them with the toothpick here pretty soon. There you are. I looked at them and they kind of were jiggling, so I added 7 more minutes. So in my oven set at 325, and it cooks a little hot. It took about 25 minutes. Let me check this with the toothpick. I think they're ready though. Let's see. That's good. That's the way you really want it. Yeah, it's fine. You want a little bit of crumb on it. Pumpkin bread needs to be moist. I think they need to cool for another 20 minutes or so. But let me show you these things here. They're pretty. No recipe, I was afraid, you don't know. So I'm gonna take this teeny one here and check it. They're soft on top. I want you to know they smell wonderful. So I'm gonna take the rest of this, get this out of my way. This will cool down better if they're even up here. This tray's still hot. Tray, muffin tin, whatever you want to call it. How do those look, boys and girls? Let's see if the paper will come off this one. Yeah, it will. That's cool enough I can move it. Let me get the camera back around here so you can see this. All right, let's get this out of here. Grab my trusty dusty butcher knife here. Now's the time I either know they got to go back in for a little bit, or they're just going to set and cool now. Oh no, they're ready. Look at that, boys and girls. Steam coming off of that. Bottom's cooked good. We definitely need to be able to have the smell of this. Let me let this cool down so I can get a bite of it here in just a second. I was going to tell you that on this video you'll see I've got some pictures of some cars. My first truck is a 58 Chevrolet. It was our farm truck, and Dad used it on the farm. He drove it to Dallas every day as his transportation. This was in the early 60s, so it was just a 3 or 4 year old truck, and he just wore it out. So by the time I come along and was driving, I started driving early, about 11 years old, and on the street I was 14. I had a hardship license. That was my old truck, and he'd put some bucket seats in it for me, and we put a floor shifter and all that, and put some different kind of wide tires on it, made it mine. It had a V8 in it, so dual exhaust. I liked all that. And then by the time my brother and sister come along, my sister, I think she was a senior in high school when she got her car, maybe a junior. I think she's a junior, and she got a 76 Mustang II Cobra, because her idol at that time was Farrah Fawcett, and she had one just like Farrah Fawcett drove on that one TV show. Hold on a second. Cindy.
Yes.
What's the name of that show that Farrah Fawcett was on with the detectives?
Charlie's Angels.
Oh, Charlie's Angel. So my sister kind of looked like that, had long blonde hair, so that's the car she wanted, and my dad bought it for her. My little brother, he was in between us. When he got old enough, they went to Dallas and bought him a brand new one off the showroom floor. It was a Gran Torino. I think it was blue and white. I think that's the picture I put up of it. So always through the years I kept wondering, yeah, I got the old used junkie truck. Now my next car was kind of neat after I had my old truck, but I bought it. I bought a 62 Corvette, but it was just an old hot rod at that time. It not near what they, it was $1,000, and you could have bought 10 of them for that price. But I asked him one time, this was years ago, maybe 30 years ago, we were in their living room, and I said, I just have a question. I said, you know, I got that old Chevrolet pickup y'all let me drive, and it was great. I appreciated it. But my little brother, he got a brand new Ford off the showroom floor, and my sister, she got a brand new car off the showroom floor. What's the deal? And they both just looked at me straight as they could be, and they said, well, we talked about it, and we knew that I went to school about 20 miles from my town, and it was through the country, dirt roads. They said, we knew if somewhere in between and you broke down, that you could take a piece of baling wire or do something and you could get back home in that truck, because I was always mechanical. And unfortunately, your little brother and your sister, they would be lost. And there was no cell phones. I think by the time in '76, my little sister and brother both had CBs in their car that my mother and dad kept track of them. But I didn't even have a CB at that time. So anyway, fun things you find in life after you get older. So let me check this. Let me check this muffin. See if I got it sweet enough, or maybe the next batch I need to be sweeter. It's good. It's really good. Got a great pumpkin flavor to it. It's not overly sweet, which is good for my wife and I. Got that dark, rich flavor that the molasses brings to it. Anyway, this is all I got for you today. Just want to do this quick recipe. Pumpkin muffins, pumpkin cupcakes. Whatever. My wife says these are not cupcakes because there's no frosting on top. So whatever. They're in cupcake papers anyway. So let me know what kind of car you drove when your first car. I always wonder about that. What do people? I know the kids in the country where I was raised in the early '60s, we just drove a bunch of old clunkers from the '50s. Of course, now those cars are worth a lot of money. We didn't realize it as kids. But anyway, let me know what kind of car that you drove when you were in high school, and when you started driving. Like I say, I got a hardship license, so I was really young, and always share my videos and subscribe, please, and leave me a comment and share. If you like my videos, please share. We'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all have a great evening.